Hi, I'm the Godless Engineer, and I'm not drunk. It's too early for that, but fuck it if I'm not doing this anyways.
Welcome back to Hannity.
You know, I have to say, anything that starts out with, welcome back to Hannity, is just going to be fucking epic.
So in the wake of the deadly terrorist attacks in France last week, is the world starting to wake up and realize the threat that's posed by radical Islamists? Well, certainly the administration still refuses to tell it like it is. Here with reaction, the patriarch of Duck Dynasty and the Duck Dynasty family, Phil Robertson.
Here with a reaction. Yeah, the only reaction this guy's going to have is, Jesus, America!
Good to see you, sir. You know, in that book that I know you carry around with you, I think it says, you shall know the truth and the truth will set you free. But we have a president that can't even utter the words radical Islam. Duke University, they cancel a pro-life meeting. They throw Chick-fil-A off the campus. It seems they have a Muslim call to prayer. It seems everybody's walking around eggshells.
I don't know, that last one's kind of oddly thrown in there. I don't know what the circumstances were for the other things being denied or whatnot, but I mean, I can obviously see your problem with the Muslim call to prayer because you're both fucking bigots.
Dealing with radical Islam. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think maybe it's because we're lacking a little historical context here. Look, let's cut to the chase here. Let's go back to 5 ideologies of the 20th century. 2 of them are still vibrant. The one we're currently facing, the Islamist, the terrorist, and this political correctism. Atheism, basically. Look.
Political correctism equals atheism. I can't tell you the number of times on the page alone that I have been hounded for either being politically correct or not being politically correct enough. The two are mutually exclusive, you dumbass.
No Jesus with Hitler. With the Nazis, no Jesus, they wanted to dominate the world, they were famous for murder. The Shintoists came along, no Jesus there, Sean. They were famous for murder. They wanted to conquer the world. Look at the blood that was spilled with those two. Then comes communism. No Jesus with them either, and they wanted to conquer the world, and they slaughtered millions. So you have murder, murder, murder. Then this latest crop pops their head up. It's just an ideology under the guise of a religion. They want to conquer the world. There's no Jesus with them either, and they're famous for murder. And this political correctism, you say, where's the murder with the crowd that rose up that now fill the White House?
Let me dissect your argument here. Your argument is that if there is no Jesus in an ideology, then there's going to be nothing but murder and world domination. Oh, what in the fuck? Okay, that logic is so fucked up. I can't even process it this early in the morning. I mean, have you not even? You say that we need to think about history, right? And then you bring up all of these instances where there's been no Jesus in a society and they've just conquered shit everywhere. Why hasn't, like, Sweden or someplace, like, started conquering shit? Like, if your theory, or, sorry, your hypothesis is correct, why hasn't Sweden taken up arms and started just blatantly murdering the fuck out of people and, like, going, and, like, conquering the entire world? Why haven't they? Because they have a secular government. They're doing pretty fucking fine the last time I checked. They're actually doing a whole lot better than America right now. That's just chock full of fucking Jesus. Another part of this is that you yourself are disregarding a whole lot of history. Like the pure fact that this country was started because of religious persecution. That England was persecuting the Protestants. They were like, you have to believe in our type of Jesus, or you're not going to believe in any kind of Jesus because you're going to be fucked. We're going to kill you. And so that was like the start of the end of a long line of Christian murder. I mean, it didn't stop there, of course, but I mean, up until that point, you had Christians that were fucking going out and just killing people to spread the message of the good Lord, to spread the good Lord's mercy. He's gonna devastate whole civilizations, like Central America. The conquistadors and shit, not to mention the Crusades. I mean, holy fuck! You're focusing on the 20th century, but you're totally disregarding the entire past of your entire ideology. That's compartmentalization turned up to 11, man.
And Hollywood, the entertainment business, all of our institutions like Duke University, you say the people in those, there's no Jesus there. And they've killed about 55 million of their own children over the last 30 years. So I've given you the 5 ideologies. We're still dealing with 2 of them.
He said Duke University and 55 million. I can only guess that he's mentioning abortion. I'm not sorry. Those weren't children. Those were fetuses, or embryos. I mean, either one. They weren't children. I mean, I realize that there are some states out there that allow you to abort the entire term of it, and I don't agree with that. I do agree with allowing up to a certain point, abortions. He says that they are responsible for the deaths of 55 million children. And that's Duke University, and that Duke University has no Jesus up there. There are pro-choice Christians. There are a lot of pro-choice Christians. And for you to say that there's no Jesus up there is totally disingenuous to the pure fact that there could be Christians running Duke University, and there are more than likely Christians running the university. I personally have no idea, and honestly, I don't give a fuck enough to actually go and look up to see if they are Christians, because you know what? It doesn't fucking matter.
These materialists, these hedonists, these atheists, agnostics, it just goes on. Idealism, determinism. There's always an ism or a theory that people expound on, Sean, when there is no Jesus.
Oh yeah, because it's so horrible to think rationally. It's so horrible to want answers other than Jeebus all the fucking time, right? It's so horrible to want actual medical care instead of just praying to Jeebus so that he'll cure my diabetes. Holy fuck. I can't believe this guy is serious. He's sitting there complaining about atheism and whatnot, and he's complaining about all that when the actual topic is radical Islam, and how apparently people in the United States can't even say fucking radical Islam because they're too fucking afraid to insult mediocre Muslims. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that not every single Muslim is a radical extremist. Okay, it's just ignorant to think that. But the teachings of Islam penetrate throughout every single portion of the Muslim world. Back when the Danish cartoonists had their little thing, even most of the Muslims in the UK felt that the cartoonists should have been jailed because they insulted their prophet. Even now, in France, there's protests being held against Charlie Hebdo, against the satirical magazine, saying, "Leave our prophet alone." So, the ideology, or, just the teachings of Islam penetrate throughout the Muslim world, but it's just, how do they handle that? Protesting and bitching like that, fine. But, taking 2 Kalashnikovs and going in there and fucking murdering everybody, that's not an appropriate response. You petulant fucking children. Just like this guy. He's a petulant fucking child because he's sitting there stomping his feet, complaining about atheism and all this other shit. And just because Jeebus isn't the primary function of America right now, just because he has to tolerate other people, he's stomping his feet on national fucking television and having a temper tantrum because there are other people with other ideas here, and he's being forced to tolerate the sumbitches.
It seems
Myself, I'm sticking with Jesus myself, man.
That's such a stupid fucking reason to stick with Jesus.
All right, but the point is, it seems like everybody's walking on eggshells. The president won't say radical Islam. France, they tried to appease the Islamists in their midst and the Muslims. They let them separate. They let them have their no-go zones. They let them have their own neighborhoods, ostensibly a city, a mini state within a state. Their own court system, Sharia courts. You know, now it seems Duke University is trying to do it here with a Muslim call to prayer. Why would you do that in a predominantly Judeo-Christian country?
It seems like they're trying to do it here. How is having a Muslim call to prayer, how is providing that service for a group of your citizens exactly, sectioning off a portion of the country to have it be Islamabad or some shit? I don't get the connection there, Sean. I doubt that you're actually going to explain it to me because, you're in an echo chamber of your own fucking thoughts. But, some explanation as to the how that connects would be good. But like I said, you're probably not going to do shit to explain it.
Not to, mention the fact that that we live in a free country, and it's completely unreasonable for you to complain about providing a Muslim call to prayer in a quote-unquote predominantly Judeo-Christian country. Our country's secular, alright, you dumb shit? Our country is secular, so what that means is that all religions get treated the same. If Christian students can have a prayer out in front of their school before school, then guess what? There can be a Muslim call to prayer if people want to have that. I really don't see the problem here.
Founded on Judeo-Christian principles. Why would you do that?
One thing that I always like to say at this point, whenever somebody brings up this bullshit, is that the founders of this country, the ones that wrote our Constitution and wrote everything, they had God in mind when they wrote that shit. Because, they wrote God out of the Constitution. They specifically wrote his ass out. They wrote it so that, God wouldn't have any fucking say in our government and how we rule our citizens, how we make our laws. They had that directly in mind when they were penning that shit. Okay? So don't sit there and be disingenuous and say that we were founded on Judeo-Christian principles. That's just fucking bullshit. Of course you are Fox News, but, just have a little bit of integrity, will you? I know that's asking a lot out of you, but come on, dude. Have a little bit of integrity.
But you said the magic word, founded on the Judeo-Christian system. But now, we're now experiencing what the other ideologies finally came full bore. No Jesus. America is now experiencing no Jesus. That's why when you have no Jesus, your morality disappears.
So, when you have no Jesus, your morality disappears. Well, I think some people would have to disagree with you. Like Bill Gates. Bill Gates doesn't believe in your fucking Jesus, but yet he's a pretty moral goddamn person. Myself, I don't believe in Jesus. I'm a pretty moral goddamn person. I would have to say that I'm probably more moral than you fucking are.
And the third thing that goes is your freedom.
Whoa. So, without Jesus, there's no freedom. Just because we make you follow the fucking rules doesn't mean that you don't have freedom. Do you not even recognize what no freedom looks like? Okay, Phil, here's what it's like. You're living in this bubble of your own constructed reality where you're persecuted and you don't have any freedoms. Yet at the same time, you do have a lot of goddamn freedom. But that a lot of goddamn freedom just isn't fucking enough for you. So you come onto Fox News like a petulant fucking child. You stomp your feet. You wave your arms around in the air like, I want more freedom. I want more freedom. I want to be able to tell people to fuck off and die. You can tell people to fuck off and die, Phil. You can go and tell homosexuals to fuck off and die, that they're no better than people that fuck animals. You can go and tell them that. But you are going to get a reaction that you're probably not going to like. And it's not going to be two Kalashnikovs in the face. No, it's just going to be a whole bunch of criticism thrown your way, which, if you'll recall in the past, you don't fucking like too much.
We've already lost Jesus as a nation, Sean. We've lost him. We've walled him off. We walled him out of our schools. We walled him out of our government. We just walled him off. Well, once you wall God off and he's not there, you're back. Something has to fill the void.
I would like to know how we've walled off Jesus exactly. I mean, come on. Ted Cruz is ahead of the committee that appropriates money for NASA now. So how have we walled off Jesus? There are plenty of politicians in our government that have Jesus in mind. Yet, according to you, we're walling off Jesus. So I don't exactly understand that. Like if we were to actually wall off Jesus, we would be making laws that specifically cite Jesus, that would say anyone that mentions Jesus in this hall will be fucking killed. That is the picture that you're painting right now, and it's totally fucking bullshit.
Why do you
That's why
think
we have trouble?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're having trouble labeling who we're fighting over there because there's no moral compass. There's no godliness here anymore.
Yeah, there's just no moral compass here in America anymore. We're just living in fucking anarchy over here. I mean, just the pure fact that I'm living inside this walled-in compound with guards on top. I mean, I can't believe that I have to pay them guys 3 goats and a virgin in order to protect my place. But, you know, that's what you got to do in post-anarchy America. I mean, the 10-foot fence that I have out in front is hardly enough to keep the mutant zombies away. And so, you know, what Phil is saying here is totally reasonable, that, you know, without God, all of this shit has just happened. If we just bring God back, that, you know, the mutant zombies, they'll go back underground. I won't have to pay this guy a virgin up on the top of my roof in order to protect my ass. And you know, we can just go back to a civilized fucking society. No moral compass at all. It's not like we're trying to promote equality for everybody. Fuck that. That means no moral compass. Because wanting everybody to be treated the same equals no moral compass. Wanting Jesus to not make our decisions. For us to not want to make our decisions based on first century ideals is just no moral compass at all. We want the morality of a first century society. That's what we want. We want the morality that says, hey, if you get raped and you don't scream out loud enough, we're gonna stone the fuck out of you, motherfucker. Or you know, if you got a petulant child like this motherfucker right here, maybe we could just stone that sumbitch, right? That's the kind of society we want, because that equals morality.
So the ones of us who are left, all I can say is love God and love your neighbor.
Of course, in that order. First you gotta love God, and then you gotta love your neighbor. Now, I don't know if you know this, Phil, but this whole loving God, putting God up on a pedestal has actually been one of the most harmful things in your fucking religion. Okay? Because if you think about it, a lot of Catholic priests have used this pedestal that God can't be questioned or criticized as a way to rape children. And not only Catholic priests, but a lot of other people have used it in that sense too. But not only that, but they have used this to commit other various atrocities. So, you know what? I think that you can make a solid argument that with God, your morality actually dips pretty fucking low. Because all you have to do is find the correct passage in the Bible in order to validate your fucking weird-ass ideal, and you'll be able to do it. And guess what? You can validate almost any fucking thing that you want to using the goddamn Bible. You got a little kid that is back-talking you? Fucking stone him. That's in there. You want a new wife? Just go out there, rape you a new one. I mean, come on, Phil. Are you really this dumb? Oh, of course you're this dumb.
Also, at this point, I forgot to highlight his second contention there with those that quote unquote are left, that they need to, love their neighbor. Yet he goes on and on and on with all of this hate against, the LGBT community. Honestly, that is not loving your neighbor. Okay? That's not loving your neighbor in the least bit. And the fact that you think it is just shows how twisted you are in that little fucking brain that you have.
Islam will say, submit to Muhammad or we will kill you. That's the difference in the two right there.
That sounds oddly familiar.
In this case, you either have to convert them, which I think is would be next to impossible. I'm not giving up on them, but I'm just saying either convert them or kill them. Convert them or kill them. Convert them or kill them. Convert them or kill them.
So, convert or die.
America has the story. We were founded on it. Old Patrick Henry said it best. He said, it cannot be said too often that this great nation was not founded by religionists, but it was founded on the gospel of Jesus Christ, and that's why we let other people of other faiths come in here.
Okay, it was founded on the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's why we let people of other faiths come in. That doesn't make sense. When the Bible specifically says to kill anybody that says, hey, come here, let's serve these other gods. That's what the Bible says. And Jesus, he came back and he said, not one little bit of the law is going to pass. Not one of it's going to wipe away. Like the earth is going to disappear before the law disappears. So, Jesus supported the idea of killing those that didn't support him. He further does this by telling, his disciples to bring those that won't succumb to him, in front of him so that he can fucking kill them too. So, not only throughout the Bible do you have that people of other faiths that won't bow down to your dictator needs to be killed, but also the person that you specifically cite as building our fucking country is saying that people of other faiths that don't bow down to him need to be killed. Like, to bring them right here in front of me and kill me, or kill them. You're so fucking delusional. It's getting to the point of just being sad.
But our country, according to Patrick Henry, and he was right, was founded on the death of Jesus, God becoming flesh, dying on a cross, being buried and raised from the dead, and going back to the Father where he's seated at his right hand. Faith in that, all your sins are removed. And
I think you're a pastor at heart. Huh? I think you have pastor all over you. Yeah, and that's what you do. You're a pastor.
Oh, Hannity, calm your heart on. Look, just go to the corner, jerk off, and then come back and finish the interview. If you will, please go down below, like, comment. I really want to hear your thoughts about the shit that he spouted. I'm going to link the video down below. Hopefully I'll remember. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more commentary like this from me. I do these kind of ad hoc videos from time to time, so just go down there, check out all of my links. Don't forget to check out my recent couple of interviews that I had. One on Mythicist Milwaukee, and the other I interviewed Coctopus. I really had fun on both interviews, but I really have to say that I enjoyed interviewing Coctopus. I really loved talking with him. It was really cool. So I just say, go check them out. They're linked over there. And as always, don't forget to